Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included in the Ultimate Base 3.0. In today's episode we want to finalize the system we started in the previous episode, and you actually gave me a bunch of suggestions that I would like to implement today, which is going to involve basically taking everything apart again. Now, I do not necessarily want to lose the power to my transit tube, so we're just going to take apart the buildings here, but you will see. Basically, what I would like to do is centralize the RADBOLT production and just focus doing that on one spot as efficiently as possible. We're then going to have a look at a building I haven't used yet, namely the RADBOLT chamber that allows us to basically store RADBOLTs, and we want to place that, let's say, right there. I wonder if we could even daisy chain a couple of them. No, I think that would only be possible if we actually stacked them up. Maybe I'm just gonna let them build the one chamber here and we'll see how it works. No, actually I cannot even stack them up. They need to stand on something. That is a bummer. I would like it to stand on some window tiles, and then I guess in the center we're gonna need one of those, a joint plate. One more block further down we'll have the RADBOLT collector, and then we can start to set up the farm. And we wanted 2 farms here. Though we could also go with 3. Now the transit tube of course is in the way again. Do I want to put this even more to the left? Yeah, I think I want to do that. I'm also going to build a bunch of sandstone tiles here. Yeah, and then we can probably have our RADBOLT chamber right there. Maybe this way we could get 3 in the joint, kind of daisy chain them, and if we have a RADBOLT reflector, we can have that right here pointing down. We then probably want to go ahead, craft a bunch of glass, because we're gonna need it. And then the third RADBOLT chamber would go right there, right? And they should also have automation slots. Oh, even 2. So one emits a RADBOLT. We need to send a green signal for it to emit RADBOLTs. And the machine itself is gonna send a green signal when the RADBOLT storage is full. Cool. Okay, so we just need to feed the first machine and then the rest is gonna be daisy chained. They also need power. And then basically we need a ceiling made out of glass so some radiation can shine through. Actually, the glass I only need above this tile where I have my farm. So let's think about the farm layout. We're going to be needing one of those. That means the RADBOLT generator is going to be here. We can have 2 plants like so, and then even more at the bottom. Yeah, so I'm going to have 2 more. Actually, let's take these guys, put them 1 more block up. Nope, that's also not possible. Oh man, it's just 1 block too tight. That is gonna suck, but I need to move it 1 over. Be right back. We could have 8 plants like this. Maybe we just take the RADBOLT generator a little bit down, so it goes right there. We will of course be losing a little bit of RADBOLTs as it travels a little bit, but generally speaking we should be fine. We can then go ahead, surround this with mafic rock. Just gonna leave enough space to actually build this stuff. And then right here, as mentioned, I would like to have my window tiles so we collect even more rats from the vacuum of space. This essentially means, I believe, I'm also gonna move my interplanetary launchers a little bit. And we're gonna move, we have to move everything. So let's just redo this. Of course, we'll also feature our auto sweeper there. So we can have our conveyor receptacle, for instance, right there. Yeah, I think that is gonna be much better. Let's bring these over and remove the extra railing there. And my window tiles are also being installed. Wonderful. Actually, we're not gonna need the center one here. Actually, it doesn't really matter because I believe it's only really gonna reflect on this guy. And there's already the RADBOLT joint plate, right? But I guess window tiles are still better than nothing. Gossman got himself trapped. It's the same with you, no matter on which planetoid we are. In terms of automation, I think this is going to be pretty straightforward. If we send a green signal here, then it's going to shoot the RADBOLTs. That means if we go ahead, send a green signal as soon as we are full, then we want to invert it in order to get a red signal and shut off the previous machine. So get that NOT gate right here. And actually maybe there might be better. Already our automation wire, this goes here and shuts down the machine. Then when this chamber isn't full anymore, it's gonna send a red signal, therefore it's gonna turn into a green signal and it's gonna shoot again until this is full. We then want to do the same thing with the next guy. So this signal here, invert it and then join this guy. Finally, if this chamber here is full, we want to deactivate the entire machine. Otherwise, we're gonna overproduce. So maybe instead of going up here, we first take an automation bridge and then we move up and over. This way we can take this signal, and we also, of course, want to invert it. So that goes right there. And then we continue down. We want to deactivate the RADBOLT collector as well as the auto sweeper. So the farm also gets shut down and we don't waste the phosphorite. This RADBOLT reflector we always want on. That is good. We don't have to do anything about that. What about this machine? This machine should be influenced by the launchers, right? And hold on, I should not forget about the joint plate here. We're gonna put that right there, meaning the insulated tiles will have to move a bit. But essentially, we're gonna have our interplanetary launchers, I guess, right here with a little bit of a safety margin. And hold the phone. What am I doing? This is not right. This should go one more block up, this plate here. Because of course we're shooting out the RADBOLTs on this level, so it's gonna go through this tile. Yeah, I already like this system much more. It makes so much more sense. So we can just have one of the interplanetary launchers send a signal, and no matter which one isn't full, it's gonna be filled up. Let's say this guy here can only take 10 RADBOLTs or so. It's gonna shoot 10 RADBOLTs in there, and the rest is gonna continue to the next machine until we have nothing to fill up anymore. And of course, if all the machines are full, they're all gonna send a red signal and therefore shut this down. Or they are gonna send the green signal that we invert as usual. So we'll have yet another NOT gate that we set up there, and it's gonna be going into this machine coming from either of the interplanetary launchers. Oh, actually that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's the enable signal. What we want to take is this signal. Let's maybe lead it through the flooring. I have to say, I already like this system much better. Let's now move the transit tube a little bit out of the way. I'm just gonna get that over here. Maybe let's not take this apart just yet. Get that one powered up as well and connect it here so we can actually get rid of this and properly close off this room. Or, hang on, that's actually not even necessary. I mean, the room is already properly closed off. Why don't we just make sure we still have access here? Though I would like to prevent the duplicants from actually supplying the farm tiles. That means we have to kind of make it inaccessible. What if we move the crucible over there? I mean receptacle, of course, not crucible. But let's bring this over here. That's not gonna be nice. I don't like that. Maybe we could have the receptacle right there. I mean, it's still not symmetrical, but it's better than what we had before. And we can go up like so. Though I gotta make sure this has no automation slots. Yeah, of course. Good. The RADBOLT chambers will also have to be cooled down, so that's gonna be included in the environment. And I would say we achieved that with airflow tiles. Let's use copper here and there, so we have the gas exchange going on. And holy cow, that actually went fast. They just started to build this. I didn't even realize. Also, quick check back here at Liam's. Yeah, looks like he's almost done with what I tasked him to do. That's good. We are also still doing good in terms of power, and Liam is enjoying himself. Algae distiller is going for it. We have accumulated 3 tons of algae. That is really positive news, I have to say. And we still have, well, actually the pressure outside is getting thinner. Alrighty, I had to change quite a bit. A few things actually went wrong. Right here, I am now storing a bunch of ice in order to regulate the temperatures. Of course, in the future, we're gonna do that with a cooling loop, but I kind of wanted to get this under control because the water isn't doing its job anymore since it is quite hot. So it's more like 30 degrees instead of the 25 we're used to. But by having a little bit of liquefied ice in here, we can cool down the environment enough so that that is not gonna be a problem anymore. We have the same situation going on right here. My water inside of the pipes obviously is cooling down to the point where we are breaking the pipes. So I decided to make another pipe system here on the left that is going to go through a bunch of insulated tiles, and we will not suffer that problem anymore. Also, this system here is actually going to change. And then one more thing that really bothered me is you cannot actually switch the direction of how these RADBOLTs are shot. So they always seem to go towards the top, so I had to relay them down into the next machine, then going up, down into the next machine, going up and out finally into the interplanetary launchers. With that, the contraption got a little bit higher. However, the automation now is cleaner, so that is a positive side effect. Right now, we cannot reach this part anymore. That is good. And also, I noticed I cannot actually reach the task right here. So I went back to my previous system here. We'll have to see. I kind of doubt we are going to produce enough RADBOLTs to supply all of the interplanetary launches we're going to have, which are at least 3, I believe, maybe just 2. But I'm thinking whenever we don't need materials, we can still collect the RADBOLTs in the background and then kind of act swiftly. Now, as I said, instead of a shutoff, we're now going to use a liquid meter valve. And I think I might just have that here and then there for the other guy. And we're going to do the same system. So the water is going to flow through here. And then when we receive a signal from another planetoid that we need water, then this is going to be receiving a signal, sending exactly, let's say, a ton of water through. And then it doesn't matter just how long the signal on the other planetoid is activated. It just matters that we actually supply the demand on the other planetoid, otherwise it cannot resend the signal. So it is only fail-proof if we actually manage to send enough materials so the signal on the other planetoid is then gonna be satisfied. So yeah, that is gonna be mighty interesting. Let's maybe take these guys away. We then come in with the water and bring this up. Yeah, that should be fine. But I think like this, we're slowly getting somewhere. Now we just need to be able to also send a signal from this planetoid, meaning we need a liquid water pool that we observe and send signals from. And I'm just guessing it is going to be somewhere here. Let's actually bring this down. Yeah, I'm probably going to want this 4 tiles high. Then we would make a flooring here. Let's actually do this properly with a bunch of insulated tiles. Yeah, but it looks as though my polluted water is always going to be a little bit of a problem right now. So we definitely have to take care of that with Liam. Let me just get rid of this, organize this a little bit better, and then I'm sure we can do something about this. Then I think one more thing I want to do is send the dynamic duo over. Also, did we get rid of all of our slime? No, we still have 20 tons of slime. What's going on? I'm not storing that in here anymore. No pending deliveries at priority 8. Do I somewhere have a slime store? Yeah, it looks like this guy here is priority 9. Bastard. Also, what's going on here? Guys, clean that mess up. This is not how we do it in the ultimate base. Can I not leave you alone for a couple of 100 cycles? Jeez. Okay, I guess I'm gonna be right back once we've made some more progress and can maybe test out the system. I would like to see the storage here done, especially with Liam, and then maybe we start to pump up a few things so we have this sorted out. But I preferably would like to have it separate from our polluted water storage, so we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, I progressed a little bit further and I believe we're ready to charge the system up. All the automation should be in place. This means we want to finalize the build by planting a bunch of stuff here. And, jeez, oh my gosh. I'm really not in the right mindset today, so many mistakes. I also wasn't able to actually reach these tasks here with the auto sweeper. So that conveyor receptacle is actually in the way. Should we just put everything 1 block further down? I mean, it's gonna suck again, but it might just be the simpler solution. Okay, but I'm ready to do this. Let's maybe in the meantime also load up the rocket all the way down here. We want to set this to 150 kilogram, reset amount, and there we go. Let's get that steam rocket filled up. On Crudil, I figured it might be the easiest to just set up a liquid reservoir in order to send the signals. And I figured right here, this is probably the only liquid we're ever gonna need for this planetoid water, if ever. Once we got natural gas generators and stuff like that, we might even be able to be self-sufficient with the water. We'll have to see. But for now, this is how it's gonna go. Let's see, do we need the signal here? A broadcaster. Can we place it there? Perfect. This sends a green signal when the reservoir is less than low threshold, so we don't need an inverter for this. We want to send the green signal directly to the broadcaster. We might have to add additional automation in case this isn't working with the potential failure I mentioned before. But another thing we can already do is actually hook this up. Let's bring this up like so. Little bridge there, and now we can extract the water here and bring it down to the oil wells and wherever we actually need it. I think I'm already gonna build the pipe that is just gonna go straight down. Is this actually a good spot? Yeah, probably. So that is another project Liam can take on until we are actually ready. You know, it occurred to me I could just have moved the conveyor receptacle to a less convenient spot, but here we are now with the changes, what can I say? Let's plant a bunch of Reservoirs now. Copy that over, at least to the plants here at the bottom. And before I forget, we need to fix the power situation now. At this point, it's probably best to go over here and then have our joint plate in this spot. This part here shouldn't be reachable, so maybe we can set up a mechanized airlock and just close and open it manually. So we can have our switch here, then where's the airlock? Have that right there with some automation wire. Easy as that. Set up a joint plate here and we're done. Yeah, that's all installed. So we're gonna close off the bottom room. I would like to shoot 100 RADBOLTs. I think that is a better number. And there is the last farm tile. Wonderful. We can go ahead, plant the last Reservoirs, and the auto sweeper should be taking care of it. Wait. Ah, that's always so confusing. If a duplicant is already on its way, the auto sweeper is not gonna do it. Before I forget, let's also hook up the RADBOLT chambers here. And now we're also gonna get the hydrogen in the joint, so we actually have something the Reservoirs can cool down. Because right now we are just accumulating heat like crazy. Let's also check on the steam. Wait. Wow, check this out. It's already full, ready and loaded. Great. But let's focus on the system here first. Where's my hydrogen? And there it is at 123 degrees. We introduced the hydrogen and now the temperature is going down already 100 degrees for the generator. Ah, this is going to be great. Now, why is nobody coming here? I should have more Reservoirs. Word seed, 0 units. That is just a freaking lie. Are they somewhere unreachable? No, I should be able to climb up here. That is so weird. I have no idea where those Reservoirs went. Well, I guess in this case we're gonna dig one more out, but this is extremely disappointing. We can still see the system in the works. I have to figure out what happened to those Reservoirs. We're now collecting 122 rats per cycle. I mean, it's not the worst. I just want to see it go into the final RADBOLT chamber, and then it's actually also gonna fill up the interplanetary launchers. This one here first. So let's observe this. 98, 99, and 100. Yes, look at that. Okay, it's stored in here, but it's not shooting that one out. Also, 49 RADBOLTs are stored in here, and then another 49 in the first chamber. So are you seriously telling me this needs to be an impulse? So if this is green all the time, then it's not gonna shoot all the time. Well, it kind of makes sense, but disappointed. Okay guys, this is Editing Nathan, and I just realized something during editing. The rest of the episode is gonna focus around building this design with this automation, and just let you know, the automation is not necessary. I did not realize this also had a RADBOLT threshold. So I was thinking that I need to send a new signal for it to actually shoot, but the signal just has to be constant and green, and as soon as it reaches the RADBOLT threshold, it's gonna shoot. So yeah, I'm really sorry about that. I had a stressful day. Not the most efficient episode I've ever made in terms of mistakes, but here we go. I'm just gonna roll the rest of the episode now. Have fun and thanks for understanding. I think one possibility we might have is set a timer sensor. Let's actually try that out. We also need the space for an AND gate. I think I might just want to move the NOT gate over a tad. Let's say right there. We can then have our AND gate right here. Need to cut this, and last but not least, let's set up the timer sensor. That goes right there, and cabling into the second input. Now, if we enable the timer for a brief moment while this is active, then we're gonna send an impulse signal. This might only really solve the problem we have with the last chamber. However, we could use the signal of the timer to set up AND gates for each of the chambers. Another one goes right here, and the last one doesn't need to be an impulse because it's the main system. And wait, oh Jesus. Let's see, we might actually be able to build this automation wire from the top. But yeah, you get the basic gist. We want to activate this and that. We want to go here and there and there. No. It needs to be after the NOT gate. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm afraid we're gonna have to redo the automation to make this properly. Okay guys, I'm extremely confused. The weirdest thing happened. We dug up this plant. You saw it. There was a Reservoir. Now that we dug this up, my Reservoir is nowhere to be found. I mean, it's nowhere, and it's not even being delivered. Like something is eating my Reservoirs. And I mean, metaphorically, they did not end up with the fishes. Can somebody explain this to me? I mean, Reservoirs are kind of precious to me. I accumulated them over many hundreds of cycles. And now they are basically gone. I don't even know how many I'm missing, but we ended up with only 5 left, and I'm sure I had over 10. They can only be like in a storage that is not reachable for my duplicates or something. So yeah, maybe one of you was keen enough to observe what actually happens with my Reservoirs, but that is mildly irritating, I have to admit. Anyways, back to the automation. I now switched everything up. It doesn't look quite as nifty now, but hopefully it's gonna work a little bit better. Hang on a second, did we just get access to... where is this Reservoir now coming from? Oh man, I'm so confused. But well, I'm at least glad we got that going. So we have a collection of... show it to me, please. 154 rats per cycle. Now, I'm an idiot and also placed an AND gate here, even though I explicitly stated that we don't need it. Okay, the timer is set to turn on and off every 10 seconds, and as long as our launches are still not full, they are gonna enable the system, and then each individual chamber is gonna enable the next one. So right now it doesn't shoot the RADBOLTs because of course we don't have the 50 RADBOLTs necessary right here, and I think I might even want to increase that to 100 all the way. Let's wait for the RADBOLT generator to give off another shot. Of course we have to save at 97 RADBOLTs, but please do it, you can do it. Thank you, and shoot. Now we have 100 RADBOLT. Okay. Take it easy. But as far as I could observe, that kind of worked. It just waited for the impulse of the timer. Maybe we could even increase the interval, like every 10 seconds. Might be a bit much, right? Considering we take a really long time to accumulate the 100 RADBOLTs, I believe... let's just do 1 minute for now. Actually, green duration could be just 2 seconds, and then the red duration we're gonna make 58 seconds. But yeah, now we only have to receive a signal from the other planetoid, and with that signal we wanna enable the auto launcher. Actually, the auto launcher should be turned on all the time. So instead what we want to do is reset the signal here. Let's hop over and go into the liquid meter valve. This is then gonna send, let's say, 400 kilograms. Which equals 2 loads of the interplanetary launcher. And then the liquid is gonna go into the launcher. Easy as that. Then on Crudial, we're gonna receive the water, it's gonna fill up here, and then it's gonna send a signal again, or the signal here is gonna become red until the low threshold. Let's say the high threshold is gonna be 90%, and at 85% we wanna send a signal, so hopefully by the time the water arrives here, we're gonna be shooting over the 90% again. Now this signal here does not have a line of sight. I wonder, could I place a glass tile? Window tile right there. Let me test that. And yes, okay, that's what I'm talking about. This is gonna be Crudial water. And my duplicant actually has to set this up. That's fine. This one here on the other side, we want to link to Crudial water in range. Oh my gosh, they have ranges. That's not good. And wait, are we receiving a green signal? Yeah, look at that. So we did reset the liquid valve, and now it should be sending the signal. Of course, on Crudial, we now have to fill up this water tank with the high threshold first. And then maybe if it fails, there's still something we can do. A timer and an AND gate right here as well. So in case we're really low on water, it would then order a new batch of water, let's say every 200 seconds or so if it goes wrong. But yeah, I think that's not too bad. What do we have here? Body temperature, are you serious? Ah, it's too cold again. Okay, that's fine. We know how to deal with that. But yeah, I think I need to wrap it up at this point. If I now move with the dynamic duo, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna kill them, but at the beginning of the next episode, we're gonna make it to the next planetoid, promise. And I believe with that out of the way, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the improvements of the system. I'm really happy I waited a day to read your comments and make this more ultimate than before. Let's wrap this up by closing the door. Thank you so much, guys, and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.